zero fuel weight is 1.
So we're looking for a gross weight of 147.1-ish.
$147.
That works.
Zero fuel weight 131.
Close enough.
Yep. Cool.
And then you got 16.0 for fuel?
Yep.
Yep, that works. Maybe put a little bit more, maybe let's go 16.2. So just put like 8.1 on each fuel. There we go. That'll be nice. Alright, so we got that. What's going on with the lights?
Turn it off.
So you're pilot monitoring, I'm pilot flying on this leg, so I'll take care of loading up the FMC if you could take care of the overhead hull control panel and pretty much everything else in here.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go in. Can we do the flight plan request? Will it come?
Yeah.
Let's see if it comes. Boom, 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 boom. It's here. Load. Hey, there we go. Does the performance request come?
No. Well, actually, yeah. Good.
Oh, load. Yeah.
Oh.
That's cool.
Is that how you normally get it too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so we gotta figure out, based on the weather, ATIS for VATSIM, it's Charlie. Wow, 30-40 on the altimeter here.
35.
You do have live weather, correct?
Yes.
Let me see if I can do a radio check, make sure this works. Austin Delta 1004 radio check. I haven't heard anything. Austin Delta 1004 radio check. We're transmitting, I see that.
Yeah, right? So come on. You could try the 80s if you hear
You would
it.
see the, you would also see the receiving if they were talking. He didn't sign off, did he? Hope not. That's fine. Let's see here. Departing runway 9. Okay.
For 14 elevation, will you put 0 or 50?
For what?
14? So
Yeah,
0?
round to the nearest 50.
50?
Yeah, round up to the nearest
round
50.
up.
Yeah. this look goofy. Alright, SOC 6, Q187 goes to buzzard. Offline at the DL3. They go to day. See what they're doing over there.
But there's no altitude restriction, right? So in that case, we will go. Or we go based on the restriction on the chart.
On the SID.
Okay.
So the clearance was climb via SID. So
Okay.
you gotta find the top altitude on the SID. DCA, expect ILS runway 1. Okay. That's fine. Alright, looking good. Let's see, temperatures. Boston. Temperature is 12 degrees. Just do TO 40, 12. Should be 30. CG, that's gonna be on ProSim, isn't it?
Yeah. I can stay here too.
19.6. Uh oh. Okay. Let's see if this works now. We got 1, 6. Then our alternate is JFK actually.
Oh.
That's worried I'm not seeing any. Austin Tower Delta 1004 radio check. Not hearing any audio.
Yeah. Let's try the ATIS. See if it's. The headphones are working.
Do you have the ATIS frequency on there? Gotta. If it's the real life one.
1350.
Not hearing it.
Air quotes.
Yeah. You wanna check the audio settings and see what you have? That's correct.
Yeah.
Altitude.
Oh,
Numerous construction
What'd you do?
cranes in the Boston area and in
I
the
just hit apply
vicinity of
here.
Logan Airport.
oh, okay.
Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charles.
Try this now. Boston Tower Delta 1004 radio check.
Delta 1004, Boston Tower, you're coming in loud but fairly broken.
As you say, it's too loud but broken?
You're coming in loud isn't good, but a little broken, but it's not too bad.
Okay, copy that. Thank you.
Cool.
Alright, well, I
Doesn't
can hear
sound too
them.
loud, right?
Yeah.
The ATC?
No, HC sounds fine. Does it sound fine to you?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. Alright, well... You got a piece of paper too? Extra piece of paper?
Yeah.
Huh? Or you just pulled out of here?
Yeah. Check out that pen over there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. In the little crevice.
Yeah. Got a Cali crew logo on it.
Oh, well look at that. Look at this thing. That's cool. Never cease to amaze me there, Fabian. Always got little surprises. Alright, so I'm just going to set up my technique, which is using the release here. This is what I write. I put the block fuel, so 15.9. Min fuel for takeoff is 15.4. And then we're supposed to land with 8.1 with JFK as our alternate. And then our min landing fuel is 6.6. That's all I do. Just putting it right here.
Yeah, for now.
Alright.
Get some better ones.
So let me just double check your work here. Take a look at the box and make sure I did everything correctly.
I wanted to ask you about the altitude still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the altitude, we got cleared to climb via the SID. So here on the SOX 6, or yeah, SOX 6 departure, top altitude's 5. So we was at 5.
Right here? Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then I was waiting for. Also, like, how do I know, like, that you have your V speeds done? Just kind of watch.
In real life, you wouldn't get it till the very end. But here we just kind of put everything in, because then you wouldn't know the final load till the end.
Yeah. Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, I just kind of, I put some habitual, arbitrary numbers in there, not based on any kind of performance. It is 7,000 feet.
I did 1413
So
wind.
with like a D rate of 30.
360 at 5, runway 9er.
Should be fine with the flaps 5, and we're not going very
Clear
far.
for takeoff runway 9er, United 1413.
Cool. What's
So-
the runway?
So the runway, so we're departing out of runway 9, which is a 092. This is where the courses would differ from the heading. So the course for the runway, if you had to come back, is going to be 035. So I would set that in our course for the ILS to come back.
And you see that on that chart? That shows you the course?
Yeah,
there?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can either pull up the approach chart, but I just look at the
Yeah.
runway heading right there too.
Oh, okay.
Should be lined
that's
up more
easier.
likely with
Yeah.
it. I mean, you can always double check with the actual airport, or sorry, the approach chart. Alright, but I haven't encountered one where it's been different. Yeah, I see a 035.
Oh.
And then we could put I'm gonna put VOR 1080, and then I'll put the 110.3 as a backup in case we want to come back here. So first put 1080 in the active. So just change the mode from ILS. There you go, and now flip it up. Now type in 110.3. And we're just gonna keep it in the standby. So this is in case we gotta come back.
Gotcha.
If we need to come back to Boston for whatever reason, the ILS frequency is already set, the course is already set. You could even put the minimums too, but it's kind of just more, you know, getting ready if we needed to come back kind of thing. But for time's sake, we'll just keep going here.
Correction, United 1413, departures offline, monitor Unicom 122.8, have a good flight.
I am everywhere.
Both
Unicom
Twitch and YouTube,
Zato. What up, Zato?
1415.
Attention all your aircraft, Boston information Delta is now current, altimeter
Delta
3039er.
3039er. Okay, got all that. We're gonna use the tug in here. Or are we using
yeah, we'll use the ProSim one.
ProSim one? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
because GSX is not working.
Sounds good. So, yeah, let me see. We were at the remote control panel. We want to get this to arm. Yeah, I was double checking your work. Kind of lost sight. Check my stuff. Check
do
the
this
oxygen
check?
mass. You would have done it.
I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be part of your pre-flight. That would be part of your pre-flight. You did the fire test? Got the radios. Got that.
Yeah, not working.
Yeah, we'll just put something out. And, oh, this is off. Why is this?
Oh, no, not working, but it's centered.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
What happened there?
No. Have to reset it.
Okay, so it's just gonna be kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so we'll start with the clearance. So as pilot monitoring, you would read this clearance.
Boston Cali Emirates 238
So-
Heavy, stand Echo 11 with information Delta, request push and start please.
And I would verify all the items have been done
238 Heavy,
as
Boston
you
Tower,
reading it. So
low pushback
so you wanna
into
go
the
ahead
ramp
and
at
read
your
this?
discretion, advisory data taxi.
So I read it back. I read it to you.
29er.
yes, so you read it to me, and then
Push to the
I
ramp
kind of
at my
follow along
discretion,
here.
Okay.
Respect Niner. If I can
starting
get
from departure?
04 right,
We can
please, on
start
234
with,
09er.
The route.
Emirates
Route.
238 Heavy, expect
Okay.
runway 4 right.
Route
Expect
K-bus
runway 4 right, push back into the ramp.
Two Sock
Emirates
6.
238
Sock
Heavy.
6.
and SOX
Socks.
0167. Is
Yeah,
that
so this was one thing I was looking at.
Yeah.
From Socks to Buzzard, it's Q187.
Oh, Q1.
Yeah, I don't know why it went direct, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
I looked on the chart, I verified that. And
Okay.
then to Q187 to what?
IZZI.
Zizzy.
ZZ.
And then
Nuck.
Canuck.
Laughing.
Oh, we got ATR.
Oh,
It's
ATR. Yeah.
And then
Laughing.
Laughlin.
Dealers 3.
Yep, and the deal 3.
Deal 3 to KDCA.
Yep, and I put runway 1 because that's the ATIS over there. It's a short flight, so I already put the approach in.
Okay.
And then you are. We would,
Altitude.
yep. So climb via the SID, expect 300 in 10 minutes. So climb via SID was 5,000, like we saw on the chart. Departure frequency is 128.8, and then 128.8 is the frequency we're going to use for push, so it's just going to stay inactive.
Okay.
And then the squawk is 1462. Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Alright, so that's set. That's set. We just have to hit mode C when we get ready to push here. You'll have to manually do it. Alright, so let's start with the briefing. As far as the weather here, it said Boston. Let me see if I can refresh this. Where would it refresh? ATIS. Oh wait, here it is.
if you have to. Can imagine you have to close it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
just went back out and back in. So information Delta 010 at 4, 10 miles, scattered 25,000. Good weather here. 11 degrees on the temp, 30, 39 is the altimeter, which we already set. ILS approaches at 4 right, but departing to 0, runway 9. Runway 33 rights. Approve or turn off after landing. That doesn't apply to us. Nothing else in there. Alright, so weather's good. They're advertising runway 9. We will get the push clearance with Boston. We're at gate Alpha 17, I think is what we had. Down here in the west side, southwest. We'll get clearance to push probably kind of nose left, tail right kind of thing, where our back end goes up. We'll come out of the taxiway, so this actually is, as far as the charts, there's a little bit more detailed charts on this alleyway here. Let me see. You go to parking gates. There you go. Yeah, so here we are on Alpha 17. So there's Kilo and there's all these spots. Typically at spot 7 is where you would contact ground. And then you would kind of cruise on out via Kilo. And they'll give us instructions to taxi to runway 9. More than likely it'll probably be Kilo all the way over to Mike, make a right turn, and then we're right there at the runway. The runway is 7,001 feet. It's not the longest runway, but we're light enough to where we can do flaps 5 out of here. We're going to be on the SOC 6 departure. Verified all the fixes, speeds, altitudes are in the box. Climb via gives us 5,000 feet. We went over the route of flight. We can come back here if we need to. Keep it in mind, we're probably going to land runway 4 right. Terrain's really not a factor out of here. Transition altitude is going to be 18,000. As far as the aborts and abnormals, so abnormals, we might have an issue with our remote control panel, but we got our alternate means, right, to work with that. Is there anything like, we also got our trim indicator completely kicked off to the right, but it's supposedly accurate with the flight control, so those are little problems. We don't have a standby altimeter, so got a couple things there, so that's going to just be ignored. As far as aborts and normals, all right, so this is where we have something go wrong. We'll start from the takeoff, right? Anything below 80 knots, just call out what you see. I'll make the decision to abort or continue. 80 knots to V1, it's going to be 4 items. Engine failure, any kind of fire, predicted wind shear, or we feel the aircraft's unsafe to fly. Again, I'll make that decision. After V1, we'll get it airborne. We got plenty of ocean to work out any problems out to the east. Like I said, we'll come back to 4 right if we have to. If it's a no time situation, you can anticipate me giving you the aircraft and the radios while I work out the problem. As far as the abort on the runway go, if we have to do with abort on the runway, I'll say abort, I have the aircraft. I'll get it stopped, put the reverses out. Once we bring it to a stop, I'll stow the speed brakes, and if you can tell the tower that we've aborted, and then also a quick PA to the passengers, and then we'll get that underway, and then they can go many different ways with the QRH. Other than that, special stuff out of here, it's really, Boston has a lot of runways and crossings. There is a hot spot over there we got to cross at, so we'll make sure we get the clearance to cross the 4 left approach end. That's really what that hot spot 3 is about. And they could also change the plans. They could send us down South Bravo and Mike 2 as an alternate taxi, so be ready for that. That's the biggest threat out of here. Is there's a lot of taxiways, but we're actually going to one of the closer runways, so it's not too bad. Any questions on that?
No questions.
All right, I'm gonna get the APU going. Has this been acting good? All right. We'll get that going. So while that's happening, let's get a pre-flight checklist done.
Okay. Pre-flight checklist. Interior and exterior inspection.
Is complete.
Circuit breakers.
Our check.
Nav and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
Is on.
Engine bleed air switches.
Did we miss something?
Passenger signs.
Yeah, I was about to say, something was missing. Alright, passenger signs is on. Window heat is on. Continue.
Engine bleed air switches.
On.
Pressurization panel.
Set.
Mode control panel.
I missed something again.
What?
You said the pressurization panel and there's another pressurization.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto
Mode control panel.
is set.
Oxygen mask.
Check.
Altimeter.
And you're supposed to say check too.
Oh, checked.
And then next item.
Altimeters.
You got 3039 cross check.
3039 cross checked. Flight nav and instruments.
Light nav instruments check.
Checked. Warning initiator lights.
Check.
Speed brake.
Down.
Takeoff warning.
Check to close.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Stab train cutoff switches.
Normal.
Fire warning.
Check.
Radius and transponder.
Set.
Radar.
Off.
Rotor and aileron trim.
It's free and we verified the 0 by the extra position.
Park and brake.
It's set.
Windows.
Close and lock.
Close. Locked. Flight attendant briefing.
It's complete.
Departure briefing.
Complete.
Logbook and QRNH.
On board.
Fuel required.
15.9 on board 16.0.
59 on board. 16-0.
Alright. And then what do you say after the checklist is done?
Check. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Perfect. Alright, so AP is already running. Go and swap these over. And I was trying to get a timer going. Is this not working now?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there it is.
Yeah.
Run. If you want to connect the tug and have that ready to go.
I think it just starts doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
just starts pushing back.
And this light, we got this alternate. Can you change it to auto on ProSim? Because our knob doesn't work for that.
Yeah, 10.
Probably under systems.
I think it might be clear all failures.
It just basically means this knob that's not working is set to alternate. So it needs to go to auto.
Let's check something quick then.
So it's a switch position.
Sure.
Oh, Zato. So have you been checking out the website there, Zato? You've been following the Cali crew stuff? I see, yeah, so while Fabian's kind of working on that little issue, we'll talk a couple things. So we do have a HUD, which is a first, I think, for Sim.
238 Heavy, have a clearance amendment real
It's
quick.
not
Advise for a new
exactly
copy.
mounted the way it should.
Radio
we got
now,
it kind of
238 Heavy.
locked in
Emirates
with
238
zip
has
ties
new
and stuff.
altitude restriction.
So it's,
Climb
we
via
can't
the CITIC
retract it. It's kind of
3000.
permanently down right now. And the
Climb by the CITIC, except maintain 3000.
the monitor
Emirates,
is
238 Heavy.
kind of, I wouldn't say it's in the way, but it's definitely going to be
238 Heavy,
close to hitting
runway
people in the face when you're
right,
getting in and out of this
taxi
thing.
Via,
So we do have some work to do with the HUD, but it is
Lima,
kind of the
Bravo.
first time we're pulling it out. So we're just going to have it out and just kind of be able to use it. I'm not sure if it's going to come up in camera, but it is working. And I can see the stuff. Yeah, it's kind of experimental even on the ProSim side. ProSim allowed us to get the software to make it work. So that's kind of a simulator first, I think, which is kind of cool. Other than that, yeah, most of the stuff in this simulator is OEM original art that he's pieced together. There's some things that are slightly different. We're in a 737-800, but we have a temperature control from a 700. The mode control panel is, what's the name of the company?
SimWorld.
SimWorld. So it's not quite OEM, but the real thing costs how much?
$100,000.
$100,000. So Fabian didn't have $100,000 laying around,
No.
so he went with the SimWorld one. And I think this is not OEM, correct?
Right, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
it's a little off. So did you find a?
It's set to auto.
Oh really? Can you
Yeah.
cycle it?
now. Do you know what I mean?
Like, can you put it to manual and then back to auto?
Yeah.
No?
No. Is it gonna be bad? Like, is it gonna do the?
I'm just worried that it's gonna give some sort of decent messages while we're going. Can you bring up that panel or no?
Yeah, but when it's already mapped to a switch, it won't let you override it.
What's it mapped to? Because it's
But it's not. It's just set to always be auto.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. I'll have to like disable it and enable it again. Like
Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna do that then. We'll just drive on. All right. So we are gonna push out of here. So let's get the pushback flow done and pushback checklist done. So that's gonna be on you.
Do we call first or no? Do the checklist first? Right?
Yeah, we'll do the checklist and then call. But you got to do your flow first.
Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna be palms.
I'll put my seatbelt on because I feel like it should.
It helps with sliding too.
Yeah.
Palms.
Feels weird sitting in here with shorts on though.
Too casual.
Nope, we don't touch those.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the air going to the back. Remember
Okay,
it was
pumps,
pumps,
doors.
doors.
And under.
And then if you can get that to mode C.
Yep.
An actual mode C, that will want to just do that the old fashioned way. There we go, perfect, that's it. Alright, and now let's get the checklist. Oh, we can also disconnect ground power if that,
Oh, yeah.
or I guess I can do that in here, huh? Maintenance, ground service, ground power off, gone.
Cool.
Oh, I can do the pushback too, right? Or do you do it?
I can do it from here.
Okay. I'll let you do it then. Alright, checklist please.
Okay. Pushback checklist. Doors.
Closed.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Fuel panel.
Set.
Flight deck doors.
Close and lock.
Transponder.
Is on transponder.
Pushback checklist complete.
Alright. And guys, if we don't get this resolved with the VATSIM, make sure that we're actually doing mode C on the lower screen for those on the team. Alright, so beacon is on. Brakes release, and call for push 2.
So do we call ATC?
Yep,
And
say
what is
Tower Delta 1004 is at Alpha 17, information Delta, ready to push.
Wait, who are you calling again? It's the
Boston.
Ground? Boston
Yeah,
ground?
he's
Is it
everybody.
because
He's
this is
Boston Tower, he's Boston Tower.
So in this case,
Yeah.
you just call him Boston?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Boston Delta 1004, it's a gate 87, Alpha 17, ready for pushback with information Delta.
Delta 1004, push back into the ramp at your discretion. Advise spot 7, ready to taxi.
Pushback at our discretion and call back over to taxi, Delta 1004.
Okay, so let's go and just push it.
Okay.
Tail to the north there. So
Pushback. Release parking
I
brake.
did release it.
Yeah, just push the brakes again. Seriously?
Did it freeze?
Looks like it.
You want me to try it
Try,
out here?
try from the FMC, see if
All
that
right,
works.
I'll do it. Ground service, pushback request.
Oh, I see it coming.
All right.
Started.
Are you ready? Get this bad boy started, yeah.
Yeah.
Pending no more technical difficulties. But yeah, no, this is it's coming together. Still got a little bit of work to do. Like I said, second stream ever. First time having the stream chat up, so that's good. Alright, since we're not actually talking to a tug driver, I don't see anybody around. I think we're clear to start. We'll start number 2, then number 1.
Okay.
Right.
Number 1.
And since your timer doesn't work, I'll start a time.
This one works.
Oh, it's working?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You got that one working now.
Yeah, we got one from Luke. He let me borrow one.
Nice.
Different one, yeah.
Thanks, Luke. Alright, make sure you're looking at this too. When this opens, gets bright, goes out. Look, the way I think of it is, as that lever goes up, my head also goes up.
Oh, okay.
Just to glance up to see it, because it'll get bright and then go out.
Alright.
And that's what we're looking for. And then this is probably good enough to stop, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright.
Engine cut off.
So then how do I disconnect this thing? I just hit stop.
Yeah, hit stop. Yeah, that should be it. You,
But the
you
toe
hit stop
pin-
already, right?
Yeah, I hit.
Oh yeah, try that. Try
Okay.
toe pin off. I think it'll just go away. After you hit stop. Oh.
Okay, there we go. Okay, there it is. The tug's gone. Alright, I'm gonna go and set the brake.
Okay.
Hope the elf's full.
Don't worry about it.
Hold together.
Isolation valve closed. We saw it, right?
Yep.
Engine number 2.
Oh no. Right there, like that.
Oh.
Yeah, you had it on high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then remember, and what you're looking for when this happens is also the EGT. You're looking for hung start, hot starts. It's kind of
Yeah.
the backlighting
Wanna
is.
flick that
Is it
knob
the main one?
Yeah, it should.
Got some.
That's weird.
Alright, starter cutout.
Starter cut out.
And then wait for the everything to indicate normal. There it is. And then let's go and get the after start flow done.
Okay.
Emirates 238 heavy, winds 360 at 4, runway 4 right, cleared for takeoff.
And clear for takeoff, Emirates 238 heavy.
It's in here, right?
Nope.
No.
You're right, really good, and there's something that you gotta do right here. Oh, actually on this side.
And Tower, good evening. It's
How would you know if you had a light up
We're
there?
at San Charlie 25.
Yeah, so you gotta check that, and
37 with
then
Delta.
comes down to
Pushing
here.
start.
JetBlue 31,
That's it.
Boston Tower, hello, push back.
So you did
to
everything
ramp,
correctly on the
you're
overhead.
advised, ready to
Check the
taxi,
recall.
expect runway 9.
Glance at the auto brakes, make sure that amber light didn't come on,
JetBlue
and then
31
set the flaps. Okay. Alright, so we're ready for the checklist. The tug and tow driver is out of the way. After start checklist.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and set the trim to 5.8.
After start checklist, generators,
So is that it?
On.
Yep.
probe heat,
Is on,
on, anti-ice,
off.
air conditioner panel, set, recall, checked, auto brakes, RTO, after start checklist complete.
Okay. Salute receive, flaps 5.
Flap lever 5,
Call for taxi.
okay. So tell them Delta 1004 ready taxi.
Yep. And we're gonna spot 7's over here actually, so we can actually go ahead, turn towards spot 7, and then tell him we're approaching spot 7. 'Cause that was his instructions.
Oh, okay.
Remember I said about the spots? How
Yeah.
they're over here, and spot 7 is usually where we contact them?
Yeah.
So we're here by 6, and 7's a little further down, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna make the turn, but you can call them while we're turning. So clear on the left.
Clear on the right. Boston Delta 1004, we're ready to taxi. We're by box 7. What's it called?
Spot seven.
Delta
Spot 7.
1004, runway 9er, taxi via Kilo, Mike, cross runway 4 left.
Taxi to runway 9er via Kilo Mike, cross runway 4 left. Delta 1004.
Kilo, Mike, cleared across, 4 left. That's what I heard, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I know where we're going. That's what we expected. So there's no changes to the plan. I'm gonna go ahead and check the rudders. If you can check. Oh, did you change something with the rudders?
Yeah, it's fixed.
Nice. What'd you do?
So there's a guy who actually made a program that like overrides it.
Emirates 238 heavy,
It works
departures
well, yeah.
offline,
Yeah, there we go.
monitor Unicom.
All right. So let's knock out that taxi
check.
checklist.
Okay.
Over to Unicom 122.8. Thank you so much, Emirates 238 Heavy.
Another surprise. See.
What was that?
The fact I was kind of trying to carefully do it without it being too sensitive because the rudder was sensitive
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? I did forget to center the tiller. It's probably a little offset.
It's okay. I can
Okay.
fix it.
All right.
Nah.
Taxi checklist.
Yeah, taxi checklist. Yep. Yes.
Flaps.
5, 5. Why don't we have indicating?
You know what? I should reset that. That's probably why this is not working either. Wait one
What's
second.
not working?
This indicator.
All right. I will taxi very slowly then. The needle just jumped around a little bit. That's why we do the checklist. Those things don't quite get work sometimes. So do I have to move it up and down? Yeah, my hair is like hitting the screen. How is everybody doing on the chat? I'm kind of glancing down occasionally, but I hope everybody's good. Hope the stream is good, hope the audio is good. If not, I'm sure you guys will let us know. Oh, there we go. Still here? Okay, good. It's working. What was that? Yeah, it's working. All right. You're gonna have to tell me what you did, because I guess that happened.
Yeah, I just had to restart the software for it.
Okay.
It runs this indicator.
All right, let's do that again. Taxi checklist.
ready to taxi.
Okay. Taxi checklist. Flaps.
5, 5, 5 green.
JetBlue 31,
5,
runway
5,
9er, taxi via Charlie,
Take up speed.
Bravo,
137,
Kilo,
139,
Mike, cross runway 4
149.
left.
137, 139, 149.
Hey, runway 9er,
Thrust.
taxi via Charlie, Bravo,
TO 30.
4 left, JetBlue 31.
TO30. Stab trim.
5.8.
5.8. Flight controls.
Check.
Checked. Taxi checklist complete.
All right, we're crossing a kind of the beginning of runway, so lights are coming on. Clear on the left, clear right.
Clear on the right.
And then the next turn should be Mike. So you would get these lights on too as we're crossing runways.
Okay.
And then as we clear, we would turn them back off.
Okay.
And likewise, I do the same here. All right. I'm going to give the nav briefing. You ready?
Yep.
So we are going to runway 9. Got runway 9 in the box. We're on the SOC 6 departure. And it's going to be LNAV up to 5,000. First fix is going to be claw. And there's a 250 restriction to claw. Other than that, there's nothing else. Questions?
No question.
All right. For takeoff checklist.
Delta 1004, winds 360 at 4, runway 9er, clear for takeoff.
And Delta 1004, stand by. We just need 30 seconds to run checklist.
Delta 1004, roger, runway 9er, line and wait.
Go ahead.
Line up and wait, runway 1009. Delta
Alright.
1004.
Alright, I'm going to take my time. He gave us line of await, but go ahead and
Okay.
do the flow and the checklist associated with it. So there's one thing I check.
Good lights, yeah. Okay, before takeoff checks, transponder. Yes, that's right. Before takeoff checklist, runway position.
Runway 9, full length, inside and outside.
Runway 9, full length, inside and outside. Flaps.
5 and green.
5 green. Navigation briefing.
It's complete.
Takeoff warning.
Check.
Auto throttle arm.
Yeah, so that's the one you forgot.
Yeah. Engine start switches continuous. Transponder TRA. Flight attendants notified and acknowledge. And before takeoff checklist complete.
Alright, cool. We're lined up and waiting. Got the checklist done. You ready?
Yep.
Alright, let them know we're ready.
Boston Delta 1004, it's ready.
Delta 1004, winds 360 at 4, runway 9er, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 9er, Delta 1004.
Alright, lights are on. I'll get my clock on.
JetBlue 31, runway 9er, line of wait.
Line of
There's
wait.
JetBlue right behind us.
9, JetBlue
There we
31.
go. Remember your call-outs coming up here.
80 knots.
What else? Throttle hold, thrust normal.
Throttle hold, thrust normal. B1, rotate. Positive rate.
Wait till we actually get it. There we go.
Okay.
There it is. Gear up.
Gear up.
JetBlue 31, winds 360 at 4, runway 9er, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, runway 9er, JetBlue 31.
Delta 1004, departures offline, monitor Unicom 122.8, have a good flight.
Monitor Unicom, Delta 1004, thank you.
VNAV.
VNAV.
Alright, so we're just going to be on 122.8, which is Unicom.
1, 2.
Delta 1004, departures offline, monitor Unicom 122.8, have a good flight.
Oh, in here. Oh, monitor Unicom, Delta 1004, thank you. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button.
There you go then.
Oh, monitor Unicom, Delta 1004, thank you.
Flaps 1. Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
No. It's all good.
That's not good. I hit the autopilot disconnect instead of the...
Oh.
Did it actually disconnect?
Oh, flaps.
But it wouldn't
Oh,
have
you
done.
didn't? Okay. Alright, you have to wait till I call flaps up, but you went all the way up. Alright.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. Right, call for flaps 1. Alright, after takeoff checklist.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to use this HUD a little bit. It's a little off right now. Let's see if I can move it up. Oh. It's kind of working.
Quarter airport past 1,700.
4 for 5.
JetBlue 31, departures offline,
Are we
monitor
still in
Unicom 122.8, have a good flight.
Oh, Unicom, thanks to the ATP, JetBlue 31.
Alright, there's 5,000, but since we're on Unicom, let's go ahead and climb up to cruise. So could you give me flight level 300?
Flag level 300. 300 on the box.
300, and could you give me altitude intervene?
Altitude intervene.
Thank you.
After takeoff checklist complete. Map showing TCAS off.
What is it? You got TCAS RA? Just put it to TARA.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got traffic. Airports, traffic. So we should have traffic. I mean, it says TFC on there.
How much did it cost? 10 grand? A little more.
Ha! Was this like 10 grand? A couple more zeros added to that, right?
25, keep going.
Starting a bidding war here now. Alright, we're passing through 10. Get these lights off.
The cockpit itself, the shell, only cost $8,000, but the rest of the components and everything is pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But worth it.
Alright, so I'm gonna go get autopilot
65?
on.
No, not that much.
Autopilot, Command A?
Command A.
Alright, so you're verifying. I press it because
Okay.
remember that's the one button I
Right.
have to press.
That's right.
And you verify on the FMA that you see command.
Okay.
That you know
verify.
it's engaged,
That's all.
yep. Cool, so we're out of sterile. We're climbing, we're off our way. We're, as far as I know, we're not in any ATC. So we'll get pinged if we do.
Okay.
And then we'll just have to go to the message and see what it is.
Okay.
If we have to do it. Yeah, don't forget your call outs on the takeoff roll. I saw you meddling with the iPad.
Yeah.
That's not the time to mess with iPads on the takeoff roll. Because remember, you're looking for any abnormalities, any engine failure, fire, wind shears, anything like that. So your focus has to be up front with me. I mean, I can only see so much, and you're, as pilot monitoring, you typically can see more things, believe it or not, because as pilot flying, I'm just looking at the runway, keeping the airplane straight, so I might not see something that happens in the engines as good as you can.
Alright.
So, and get those call outs out. 80 knots,
Yeah.
throttle hold, thrust normal. And on the before takeoff flow, start right here. There's three things: auto throttles, that, the continuous, and then the transponder TRA. Those are the three physical things that you have to do as pilot monitoring in the right seat. As a captain, I'm doing the takeoff warning check.
Okay.
And then the rest of it, and then you're making a PA to the back too, if you do that. But not bad. I mean, it's been a while, right? You haven't really flown much at all.
No,
You've just been
not
working
really.
on this thing, so it's yeah. If you want to see more about this sim there, Cream Cheese 35, you can check out the Cali Crew, cali-crew.com website. There's a little bio on it and stuff. But as far as the costs go, it's up there. We stopped counting at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Can't let the wife find out how much
Yeah.
it's spent.
But we are
There's
on
no
our
trace.
way to Washington, D.C. Flight 10 was an hour and 13 minutes. We're 7 minutes into the flight now, just climbing through 15,000. ATC was online for Boston area, but there's no departure, so we're on our own now as we go up. But other than that, as far as like everything out of the gate there, yeah, you did. I didn't see anything major stuff. Obviously, you didn't have to give the briefings I did, so
Right, yeah.
we'll see how you do on the return leg on that one.
Alright.
Yeah, let's see the taxi checklist. Yeah, it was all good. I didn't see anything wrong. The pushback flow. I think you wanted to touch these for some reason. Remember, that's only going to happen when we go to start. Right?
Yeah.
The pushback is just getting kind of ready. So the pumps,
Right.
hydraulic pumps, making sure all the doors are closed. Transponder's going to go to transponder. Flight deck doors closed. Then we push out of there.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then all you got to do is just turn the packs off and start the engine, right? And then start your time.
Makes sense. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking of starting the engines, but it makes sense. Like we're not starting the engines right away, right?
Correct,
So-
yeah.
so,
Yep. So it's kind of done in kind of a stage.
Yeah.
All right, there's transition 18,000. I'm gonna go to standard. Climb checklist. So this is where probably somebody will hit this thing. Because I had to kind of go like this
Oh, yeah.
to reach down to here.
Oh, yeah.
Climb checklist, get
Climb
these
checklist.
lights off as well, and then you got one light on your side you got to turn off.
This one?
Yep.
You know, it's very short. Climb check. Here it's climb checklist.
Yeah.
Altimeter.
Standard, cross check.
Standard. Cross checked. Oh, climb checklist complete.
Perfect. Easy enough. And since it's smooth, bam.
Oh, nice.
it's on. There we go.
Water brake.
So I'm not sure how many people are watching outside of the team, but for those that don't know, this simulator is going to be showcased in a charity event coming soon, November 4th through the 10th for World Flight. So you will see more of this. This is kind of the preparatory stages of this right now, but we hope to have it up fully running by the event, where you will see a team of 20-something individuals flying as crews across the world. So again, that's also on our website, Cali-crew.com. But yeah, I hope everything's working. Hope the audio's coming in good, and the video stream is good. We're kind of just testing everything there, but working HUD, neat. Yes, this is actually kind of a simulator first, right? I mean, I have not seen a HUD in an actual simulator. I mean, there's been 3D printed ones, but this is an actual HUD off a 727, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
727.
Or
so,
somewhat same style as some classic
yeah,
ones too,
the nose section of 7.2 is pretty much the same as 7.3, so
Yeah.
the mounting shouldn't be any different, but it is a classic, not the NG, so it's a little different in shape, and basically you have a monitor that's projecting onto it, and that's what this kind of black box is if you can't see it in the stream. Real life, I think there's a lens actually on in front of what projects, so I think the actual display is further back, but since we're just using the monitor to put the projection on, it has to be a little closer, or else it gets out of focus, right? I mean, you could talk more about that. It's
still a secret. We're
It's
gonna
still
talk
a
about it
secret.
during World Flight.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, we're not gonna say any more then. That's it. That's all you're gonna get.
Tune in to
Yeah,
World
and this
Flight
is not.
here
This
on
is
the thing.
literally just kind of mock. We're just kind of doing a little trial run with it up, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Not too bad though so far. Yeah, I can see pretty good. I can see all the normal stuff you see with the HUD, which is good in primary mode. Yeah, what's the black box in front, behind back of the HUD? Yeah, that's basically a monitor right now we're using. But yeah, it's the first time. So first time anybody's seeing this actually on stream. Fabian's been working pretty hard at getting this together.
Yeah,
But
coming along.
every time I come back, there's more surprises here for this thing. So
Yeah, I think next, hopefully the backlight for this. Hopefully that's next.
the overhead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
See better.
if you guys notice, yeah, the backlighting is not working on the overhead panel, so that's why we kind of have the lights a little brighter, so you guys can see the switches and stuff. But normally there's some backlighting, kind of like you see on the forward here, that we still need to do. But yeah, full working auto throttles. You know, we got what other? You can talk. Gauges work, like flap gauges are working. They actually have even the split on it if need to be.
The brake pressure works.
We got a brake pressure gauge that works. So you got to think of the complexity here. I mean, we're taking physical analog gauges and digitizing them to work with Microsoft. So it's not the easiest thing to do here.
Autopilot works.
Yeah, the autopilot works. The yokes are actually linked together. So I don't know if you guys noticed it on the turn there. You saw both yokes turn together, which is quite kind of neat. Robert says he's excited about the rudder nozzle steering update. Yes. Yeah, I went to kind of like slowly press on the rudder to think that it was going to like all of a sudden kick out, because it used to be very sensitive, but it was actually like very sluggish, and I was like, whoa, what is that about? So that's cool. That's good. We'll have to kind of check it out a little bit more on the landing, but it felt okay.
I think the landing was you'll really notice it.
Okay. Yeah, because before the landings, with the rudder being so sensitive before, it was kind of hard to keep it straight down the runway with rudder. So yeah, so it's getting together. I mean, but real physical switches, real physical gear knobs. I mean, this is and the radio panels are actual radio panels. Using the more advanced multi-mode receivers that allows us to do VOR, ILS. Normally the other ones, the real one can also do the GLS approaches, but, but it's cool. I mean, this is neat.
You think that one's newer, the GLS?
What's that?
I think that's a newer model, like the GLS one.
Yeah, well, it's just basically a factory. It's an update in the software to where instead of ILS and VOR, it goes to GLS too.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's the same receiver. But yeah.
I should ask them if it could be done.
For Sim Update 13 coming out this week on Thursday, do you think any issues will happen? I don't know. Fingers crossed. Let's hope not.
Yeah, like right before World
I
Flight.
think every flight sim update, you're kind of holding your breath on that. So far, has any of the updates caused issues?
Not really. I think that's one thing with ProSim. Like, it's not so affected by the updates. It's some of like the Microsoft aircrafts. Like they tweak them and make changes, and sometimes they make them worse.
Right.
But with ProSim, it's pretty stable in that sense.
Good, yeah. Yeah, I hope not.
But yeah, hopefully.
Does ProSim usually do an update when a big update for like Microsoft happens?
If there are changes, yeah.
Okay.
They change the fly model too sometimes. Not very often. They do it like a few times a year. It's not very often they update it, but if something changes, the Microsoft SDK, then they'll change the fly model.
29 for 30, by the way. So that's another PM call out. When the altitude, you're 1,000 feet from the sign.
Okay.
So that's not one that is like huge, like, not a huge emphasis item, but if you can remember it, try to get in the habit of bringing it around. Also, I'm kind of slacking on my pilot flying since the autopilot's on and centering my heading bug here, so I'm just checking out the chat. But this is another thing. It should just kind of be habitual. If you don't see the heading bug centered, kind of figure out where it's at.
Okay.
It just that way, in case HC gives us a heading or something, we can.
Yeah.
It's not way off behind us, but it's all good.
Oh, we actually lost the displays on the stream. Should I put them back?
Yeah. You guys want the PFD and the ND displayed on it, or do you guys like the stream the way it is right now?
But it's asking you about flying other aircrafts. Like, guys flying in this cockpit. Well, in this cockpit, only the 737-800. Like, you could actually load up a Cessna and fly it, and it'll work. It's just not as immersive, I would say, but it could do it. It'll fly. You could map the buttons to something else.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's just so much to learn about even just the 737 that still, keeps me busy forever. Even just flying one aircraft.
Yeah, the 737 has a lot of in-depth knowledge. Even I don't know. I'm always learning stuff too.
Sure back.
And then when you think you know stuff, then there's updates. We can't see this right now, but I have a question to you guys. How many people are in the chat right now? Can anybody give me a count? Just curious how many people are watching now. $16? Okay, good. 16's not bad. $13 on Twitch. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to see the YouTube comments, if there's any YouTube comments. We're going to have to get the restream to work. But it's running good now. We're up at cruise at flight level 300. We have about 300 miles to go. They are... Not sure if that's correct. Yeah, the time is not correct. But yeah, everything's looking good. It's working. I'm new here. This is great. Well, tell people you know first. Thanks for joining us, first off. Yeah, this is the Cali Crew 737 full cockpit simulator. It's a Boeing 737-800 running on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and using ProSim as the base model for physics. But this is an actual 737 cockpit that was an actual aircraft that flew for an Indonesian airline, and we have basically made it work with Microsoft 2020. Well, Fabian's made it work. I'm just along for the ride. So yeah, thanks for joining. We got a new person coming in here. Yeah, glad you guys can join us. But yeah, what was the airline? This belonged to Surabaya?
Yeah, it was
Surabaya?
Indonesian airline.
Yeah, I mean, the tail number was what? Papa Kilo Sierra Mike Lima?
It's one of these. This one.
Yeah. So that's the cell call code. The tail number? That's a different tail call.
Yeah, that's from a different airplane.
A different panel. I was about to say, yeah, it's a different panel. Yeah, it's kind of a hodgepodge, but
I had it somewhere.
yeah.
It's on the website. I forget.
Yeah, I flew in Indonesia, and then flew back to the States before being put into the Arizona desert and cut up and made into beer cans. But Fabian over here salvaged the nose section and put it in his home. I made the simulator.
Yeah.
Oh.
And before that, it was Gol Airlines, which Brazilian airline.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it didn't start off with Indonesia. It started out as Gol.
Yeah.
So this
It's been all over the world.
This actual cockpit did belong on a real airplane, and it flew around, and so kind of being given a second life. Quick fun fact for those that are first tuning in: our call sign today is Delta 1004. It is also going to be our call sign for World Flight, but the significance of 1004 is that was the last flight that this aircraft did before it was put out in the desert. So we're trying to keep that alive and keep it immortalized with the flight sim. So that's why we're using that sim. So we got a little bit of time for questions. Fabian, did you have any questions on anything with charts? Now we're talking... So, when, like in Boston, he said spot 7, and the reason I knew to go into that.
Yeah, how do you know that?
Yeah, so in the taxi tab, right, it defaults with the 10-9, which is the general airport diagram. But sometimes these places that have a lot more complications will have different, more in-depth, and the parking gates one is the one that I use to kind of get more in-depth with the gates structure.
Yeah,
and then
see,
this one,
they're everywhere too. So it's just
yeah, so these are all spots. So we had 5, 4, 6. Now the way he told us was to push back your discretion, call ready to taxi at spot 7, which is right here, and we kind of pushed straight back, and then we just made a left turn.
Okay.
To spot 7. That's kind of how that went, but
So normally it's just sort of the closest spot to like a taxiway?
No, I
Or
mean,
just depends?
spot 7 in Boston is just kind of like a known quantity. Like if you go to Boston, you just know that that's the spot usually, because we do park in here, and normally this area is controlled by a ramp controller. So the ramp control will tell you how to push, and then once you're ready to taxi, the ramp would have you basically taxi to spot 7 and then contact ground. In VATSIM's case today, we just had a one controller frequency for everything, so he just basically said to call spot 7. I don't know what the significance of spot 7. It could be a visibility thing. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, maybe
Like
from
maybe tower can
yeah.
actually see us, because you know the control tower is right here, so maybe
Yeah.
he can actually see us at spot 7, and maybe the buildings block the other stuff.
Right.
That would be my guess, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gotta get to bed. Have a good night and safe landing. Thanks, cream cheese. Just landed the A330 into Vancouver. Negative 53. Dang. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Well,
job.
that reminds me of something.
Oh yeah,
We need to get that landing rate thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing the best landing rate to Microsoft 2020 is this parallel 42's landing rate thing.
Oh, is it? I haven't tried it.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Because I've seen it. I think Shaquille uses it, and it actually pops up.
Yeah.
And it shows the landing rate for a
Yeah.
couple seconds, and it goes away.
Okay.
So, yeah, parallel 42 landing rate indicator, I think is what it's called.
Cool.
Yeah. You're using Volanta, yeah. The problem with Volanta is we would have to bring it up, but for people to see on stream, we want something that pops up on the visuals here, so that way people can see the stream. But I don't know. We'll have to work on that. The flow one is made by someone I know, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to look that up, but yeah, we don't have landing rate currently set up for this, so you can just judge us when we land. But have a good night, cream cheese. Thanks for checking us out. Spread the word. November 4th through the 10th will be the actual event. Leading up to the event, we'll probably do random streams like this, just testing out the sim and kind of putting it through the paces. Also getting guys trained up. This is kind of more of a training flight for the owner here, Fabian, on the right seat. So we're just trying to get him some practice.
We have Bracero asking. He's taking his instrument check right, his or her. Next week, any advice?
Let's see. Instrument's definitely one of those that can be frazzling. I would say just be methodical about everything. Have your stuff organized to where you're not fumbling, looking for stuff. And nowadays, it's a lot easier with iPad and ForeFlight if you're using that. But back in the day when I had paper charts, I've seen people, you know, with turbulence, they had the approach chart set up with the rubber band on it, and it came loose. They didn't have the rubber, and it all flopped around, and all charts fell out, and they're like, I mean, that just turns into a nightmare. Just be organized, I would say. I'm sure you probably are. You know, do your briefings, look for threats during the briefings or your approach briefings. As far as the oral, you know, that can go so many different ways. I mean, you just study all the ACS stuff on the instrument oral, but during the actual flight, just kind of don't be in a rush, I would say. Just kind of take your time, be methodical, but there's kind of a rhythm to everything, but being organized is probably the key to that, is having your charts that you need to do your briefings and, you know, kind of setting everything up correctly and not rushing things and not letting the workload creep up on you and not letting the examiner distract you in any way. So that would be my advice, but I mean, if you've been signed off by your CFI or double I, you should be, you know, obviously in his or her opinion, you are good to go. So just do everything like they taught you, and just you'll get on the other side, and you'll be holding up a fresh temp certificate. All right, we're seeing the top of D creeping up on the 180 scale, right? That's kind of what I was telling Jimmy yesterday too. If we're on this 160 scale and that top of D is coming, if we haven't done it already, this is the time to kind of set up for this stuff, for the approach in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and check the weather in DCEA. So I'm going to go to charts, I'm going to go to weather. Let's see, is there VATSIM? Yes. And actually I could use chat's help on this. Could you guys tell us if Washington Center or anybody in the Washington area is online? Because it's hard for us to see here on this, but just to avoid the calamity of having a random beep 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 to check on. Yeah, I see DCA ATIS is up, so I'm just not sure. See, the only thing about this, Fabian, is this is only the stuff within range.
Yeah.
So if they're online, if they're further away, that they're not in range, you won't know.
I have the app too here.
Yeah, I mean something like SimAware will tell us. Another one would be
VATScope?
VATScope would be another one. Where is my phone at? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, VATScope here.
VATScope. Oh, you got everything. So what is that? DCA is just a tower? Hey, you're welcome. What is that? Racerio? Racerio? Rate R8 Racero. Have a good night, my man. Yeah, let's just check the quick VATScope too. Oh. Yeah, so looks like we have just ATIS.
Okay, we'll just go.
So I have a question about the checklist. If a flight doesn't go over transaltitude, how do we manage the climb and descent checklist? I had a flight with Gavin that topped out 16K. Yeah, so that's a good question. You would basically do the climb checklist at the top of your altitude, so 16,000. You would just stick with whatever the local altimeter is. You would leave the lights on because you're below 18 still. And then you would knock out your arrival and approach briefing, and then just go straight into the descent checklist. Good question. So yeah, you want to basically try to keep the integrity of the checklists intact. Like you want to accomplish them, you know, climb, descent checklist. But if you're not going past 18, then there's no reason to go to standard altimeters. However, you would just reread the local altimeter settings and then go straight into your briefings. PFD and MFD are frozen? No, okay. I mean, it could be also that we're really smooth right now. I mean, if you look carefully at the airspeed, you'll see the airspeed kind of moving around. So. Alright, weather in DCA, let's get back to this. 050 at 7, 10 miles, arrivals expect ILS runway 1, landing runway 1. Let's see, what else is there? It's information Juliet. And that came out over an hour ago. So I'm not sure if ATC is going to be online by the time we get there. The next thing I start doing is start looking at NOTAMs, which I can check on. I don't know which. We don't have the EFB up on the streaming. Okay. So I check my NOTAMs right here. So I kind of scroll through here, and you see this says company NOTAMs. Kind of start there, see if there's anything related to DC. This is Boston. Kind of keep scrolling till I see DCA. Boston, 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 Boston. DCA, okay. Surface painted holding pledge sign is not really a matter. Sign. Alpha between 19 and taxiway 422 is closed. Box between Hotel Juliet is closed. So I would split view here. So we can... Oh, split view is not supported on this one, huh?
Oh, it should. Down
Not on nav charts.
there. Oh.
I'm gonna
Yes,
just
it
take a
does
look at these.
like it's frozen.
So we got some Juliet's closed.
Like on the PFD, like it was frozen.
Is it frozen?
Yeah.
Alright, Fabian to the rescue. Since Fabian's over there messing with stuff, I'm gonna kind of help him out here. 214. Is it working now? Yeah. Alright, so you want to set your, I set your course and your frequency, but you want to bug your minimums. We're gonna plan on the ILS to runway 1 into Reagan. So you want to look at that chart, get familiar with it, and then I'll knock out this briefing here shortly.
So it's the
ILS
DL.
to runway 1, and the DL3 should be already at the bottom there,
right.
but you're going to have to add the approach to the charts.
Okay. Oh, so that's just the arrival.
Yeah, it's the arrival,
I see.
correct.
And
So I'm verifying these fixes. DLT is 7,000 at high tech. Okay. Then go to the approach, catcher embedded. Hold out at GTN.
ILS, runway 1, right?
Yeah, I tried to help you out a little bit. I set your course and your frequency because you had to go back there. Alright, let me know when you're familiar and everything good, and then we'll talk about this.
Okay. Oops.
So just a quick thing, is the PFD working now, guys, in chat? Hopefully it is. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, sir. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. I checked the NOTAMs. I didn't see anything really that's going to pertinent to us. The ATIS, it's good weather. 050 at 7, 10 miles. View at 1400. Overcast 2700. 3033 is the altimeter, so I pre-set it underneath. Looking at the arrival, we're looking at the deal 3 arrival, 10-2B over there. Coming off of Laughlin, speeds and altitudes check. We got a couple ATs that we have to be at, And so they're all in the box. 7,000 is the lowest if we get a descent via. And then that puts us kind of in a downwind position for runway 1. From there we'll plan on vectors onto the ILS, and we're looking at chart 11-1, 17 February of 23 for ILS runway 1 into Reagan. Frequency is going to be 109.9. The final course is 007. We'll cross Baden at 1600. We're going to bug a barrel of 214. We'll use auto brakes 3, flaps 30. Plan on touching down, exiting to the left, hopefully by November. And I plan on parking at gate 33, which is right here on the end. So pretty much a short taxi into the gate. So we'll get the AP started as soon as you can get off the runway. In the event of a missed approach, we'll do the go-around procedure. Quick review on that for you. I'm going to say go-around, flaps 15. I'll hit the toga button. So you're going to verify toga, move the flaps to 15, call my positive rate. I'll say gear up. 400 feet, we're looking for some sort of roll mode. If it's the publish, it's going to be LNAV. We're going to be LNAV and out. I'll talk about it here. And then 1,000 feet, we're going to go to flaps 5. We'll stay in toga out to the publish hold and probably come back to do another attempt at this. And the missed approach is climb to 420 feet, then a climbing left turn to 2200, outbound on the DCA VOR at 325. So that's all accomplished in LNAV. We're basically going to be keeping on the river out to go hold at Georgetown NDB intersection. MSA is 2,600 feet. There's really no terrain threats. Normal transition altitude as well as 18,000. Big special thing here is it's DCA. You got the prohibited airspace P56A. If we do need to go around, we definitely want to make sure we're making that left turn before we end up in prohibited airspace. So that's kind of the biggest threat there. 3-degree glide path, nothing. ALSEV 2 lighting, PAPI on the right side. There's only one runway really that we're going to get, so there's no really runway changes. It's not the longest runway. It's 7,169 feet, but it should be doable to get off at November. But if you see something you don't like, don't be afraid to call the go around. And we have the alternate JFK, so we have more than enough fuel. Questions?
No questions.
All right. So at this point, you would kind of do the arrival briefing to the PA, to the back, and all that stuff, and then you would get the seatbelt sign on after that.
Okay. What do you think to the back?
So, it can go so many different ways. People have all their iterations, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your first officer speaking. We're currently this many minutes or miles out, or you can even say the town. I mean, that goes many different ways. Just depends how you want to get into it. Talk about, we'll be touching down, we'll be parking at this gate, anticipating an on-time arrival. They like to hear on time. It's kind of like a good buzzword.
Right.
And then,
or ahead of time.
Yeah, or ahead of time, yeah, exactly. And then talk about the weather a little bit, and then just thank you for choosing to fly with Cali crew.
All right. Nice.
And then at the very end, you kind of just throw in their flight attendant's period cabin for arrival.
Okay.
So, something. I wish, can we get these clocks to always sync up with the correct times, or no? Is it always kind of off?
Like the Zulu time?
Yeah, so like we always have to set it then?
Yeah. Well, if I put it on like a dedicated power, so they always stay on, at least we set them once and then keep them on.
Okay.
That's what I have to do. And then just plug it in on the wall and leave it on,
Yeah, I guess if they're always on, then they're always going to be on Zulu time, and then
right. That's how they are. They run off of the battery of the airplane. That's how they stay.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's always drawing a power even with the battery off?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a hot battery bus. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But very little voltage.
Very little, yeah.
If they're not on, right, so it's just like the memory. Or
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I generally say for PAs, or people that don't do PAs, is don't ramble. Just keep it, like, kind of know the things you want to say, like, usually it can start off with, how far we are from the touching down, the weather, what gate of arrival we're thinking, and then just kind of like a thank you for flying, and then, you know, have the flight attendants get ready for arrival. Because the flight attendants have their own PAs that they gotta make, so there's no point in really rambling too much.
Alright.
But, you know, just kind of sound natural, not robotic.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Sound like a human being. Should be
Yeah.
fine.
Nice.
But yeah, since we don't have ATC, I'm just gonna set 10,000 in the window for the
Okay.
descending for the DL3, and then we'll just vector ourselves onto the approach. And then we'll park, take a quick little bathroom break, and then you'll sit. You wanna sit in this seat?
I'll stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll just switch the view?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do that. Hello.
Parking brake.
Parking brake.
Hello there.
AKA Rich. Giving you away.
What's that?
So, Rich?
You know?
Yeah. I think I'm correct.
You think you're
Correct me if I'm wrong.
So somebody you know?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. What else can we talk about? We could talk about holding a little bit.
Thank you. HUD's coming along.
What is it? Oh, love the HUD? Yeah. It's coming along, yeah. So, I don't know if we're gonna have time because we gotta start descending now here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the 10,000 like I talked about, since we don't have air traffic control. Confirm it with you, 10,000?
10,000 looks good.
Alright, and we're in VNAV, so it should start going down at the top of D. This
Okay.
works, right? Oh yeah. Sorry, no, it wasn't 10,000, 7,000.
Oh.
I screwed that up. 7,000. I had to kind of... Yeah, because 7,000 was the lowest on the DL3 at high tech, so 7,000. Yeah? Fabian?
Yep.
7,000 because of
Looks
high
good.
tech at 7,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my bad.
Good. The floating box. You don't like it? Looks great.
You talking about this thing? Well, I'll tell you, this thing won't work without that thing. So what do you want? You want nothing at all, or do you want this?
I have a box in front of it too to make it like even more.
We're gonna put spikes on it so you like
Oh, yeah,
gouge your head.
Yeah, right. But this thing is sharp. Like I hit my head like 5 times already on that.
Yeah, this is a little. It is. Jeez.
It hurts.
All right, we're starting down. Auto throttle's working smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Yeah. That's still doing the overshoot. Do you notice?
It did. It went up, but I just let it come
Okay.
back, and it was fine.
Okay.
So.
I keep forgetting. I have to look into it.
The torque is very smooth. Yes, it is. Oh.
So you said the auto brake, right?
I did.
Okay. Normally I do it, or you do it?
No. Whoever's flying.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's part of the briefing, right? So
Yeah.
when I talk about the story, I started with the weather and the NOTAMs. I talked about where we're at. We're coming on this arrival. All the altitudes and speed restrictions, I verified it. It's in the box. 7,000 was the lowest, which is why we got 7,000. And then when I talk about the approach, I talk about the chart. 11-1, make sure it's the correct chart with the correct date. 109.9 frequencies. 007 is a course. Baden's our final approach fix at 1600. And then we'll be taking the glide slope, taking us down to Barrow 214, which you got set. And then I talk about the landing, right? So I'm going to touch down, use flaps 30, auto brakes 3, and then talk about where I'm going to get off the runway. I'm hoping to get off in November. If not, we'll just go to Sierra, not a big deal, but I'll try to get off in November. And then I talk about the missed approach, and then any kind of miscellaneous items that may be pertinent, terrain, transition, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
But I remember by the acronym NATS. NOTAMs, weather, arrival approach, terrain, transition, altitude, and any special stuff. Terrain, transition, and taxi, then special. Yeah. But use the guide, right? That's what
Yeah.
we made the guide for.
Alright.
Because
Put it here too now.
yep. So use the guide as much as you can to start now, like piecing it together. Like last night I flew with Jimmy. He actually said he didn't use the guide. He was able to
Yeah.
remember everything,
Yeah, it's
so
really
that was good.
Yeah,
That's kind of what we want to see.
I heard him doing it. It's really good.
Yeah. Who's the captain? Captain Chemtrails, yep. Top left on the stream. Drag required. Even though it'll be flipped around for the next flight. What if you put a tinted film over the CDU screens? Talking about this screen?
Why are they too
bright?
Bright. But it's like the angle too. Like that angle is like not great for like.
Yeah,
this
I mean
type
they
of
are kind of on the
LCDs,
bright
but
side, but
yeah.
they're not bad. I just didn't want to mess
So
something up.
Once I get the OEM one, then
Yeah, so
that's gonna be
you start
nice.
to appreciate the quality of the OEM stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We will have to probably do some radio calls. Probably a good idea. So in VATSIM, when you don't have air traffic control, it's pretty much treated like a non-controlled airport. So, you know, DCA traffic Delta 1004 is on a left downwind for runway 1. You know, turning base, turning final, whatever you want to say. So Fabian's kind of new to VATSIM, so I'm trying to get him up on VATSIM. Yeah, DCA, there is nothing, and we're the only airplanes going in there right now. Literally.
It's late for the East Coast.
Yep. Just get a... Since that ATIS was so old, I'm just going to get a current weather here. Actually, it's on here too, right? Real.
Sure.
Yeah, real. 352, so I got 3032. Information kilo. Oh, they got they got runway 33 because in real life it's so late at night they've already shut the runway down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All runways and taxiways wet. Interesting. So they had some rain.
Really?
Yeah, 0509 broken 1600. Alright, we went through transition. Go ahead and descent checklist, sir. Alright. I'll go ahead and get a little speed brake here.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Descent checklist. Altimeter.
3032 cross check.
3032 cross checked. Minimums.
Barrow 214 cross check.
Barrow 214 cross checked. Landing data.
Flaps 30, ref 147.
Flaps 30, ref 137.
147.
147. Yeah.
Yeah, and you also have it here on the bottom of your PFD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Approach and briefing.
That's you.
Complete. Order brakes. It's required. It's 3, or just call out 3.
Call the number, yeah.
Okay.
Call with
Order
the
brakes 3. Seatbelt sign on. Pressurization panel set. Recall checked.
And what do you say after the checklist is done?
Descent checklist complete.
Perfect. Alright, going into the clouds here.
Yo, cold bore.
Chuck. What it do, Chuck? Thanks for joining us on our second ever stream on this thing. They're having a good,
Nice.
good Tuesday afternoon, evening.
Some nice clouds.
Yeah.
I feel like if when I change the camera, maybe the displays go away, but alright.
Are you talking about the frozen PFD stuff?
Yeah. Okay. That looks nice.
Yeah, it does look pretty nice. Is that, oh, that's the nose camera.
Yeah. Although it feels like it's really sideways. It's I guess yeah, you have to change the camera view. Okay.
You have JFK, the Any Bills one?
No. Yeah, I think so.
Let's say we could go a little shorter and go to JFK from here.
Oh,
And go to
okay.
the next bike.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, why? Okay, deals add to it.
Oh, really nice clouds.
Yeah. Looking good.
So you want to go from here to JFK? To the
Yeah.
flyback? Okay.
We'll just do DCA to JFK.
Nice.
A little shorter flight.
Okay.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Were you able, I don't know if I told you to do the vertical bearing stuff. Oh, it does have it, sweet.
What's that?
So in scenarios like this, where you're on a downwind and you're kind of relatively high, a good way to kind of keep track of if you're high or low is, a good technique is to set the runway in the vertical bearing and look at their VB right there and try to get it close to 3. Like right now, we're pretty much on a 3-degree path to the airport.
I see.
But we're going to make the downwind and kind of go away, but we're going to be at 7,000, so we might be on the high side. So you can kind of, usually on a downwind, you can kind of start making your base turn when it shows about 5, and then as you continue to descend, it'll kind of get to 3. But it's kind of a good way to keep track of it.
I see. And how do you get to that page?
So it's in the descent page.
Oh, okay.
So I take the runway, I drop it down, I put a backslash, I go to descent, and I put it right there.
Okay.
Yep. Is there speeds on this?
Thank you, parking brake. Yeah, it looks nice.
So this is somebody you know is maybe another
Yeah,
home cockpit
Richard.
builder.
He's also he's a collector. He buys a lot of parts, and then he says he's gonna build it, and then it's been like 2 years, and he's gonna start building it soon. Right? Very
Sounds
soon,
like he needs to get on it.
Yeah.
Alright, there's a speed restriction here. And we're going through, actually we forgot to do the lights at 2018, we were jacking around, but yep. And then we're going through 10 here, so let me go ahead and get some speed brake out. So from this point on, there really isn't any speeds, so I'm just going to go ahead and open the window and keep it at 240 and manage it ourselves.
Okay.
It's just my technique, that way, the one thing about that is, like if we kept the window closed and we were to pull the flaps out, the speed is going to go to the flaps maneuvering speed, and you don't want that necessarily all the sometimes, so to kind of control the speed, which I want is about 240, so I'm 10 knots below max flap speed. I can put out flaps 1 if I need it. It's kind of a good place to be. So I'm going to manually control it.
Okay.
But I look to see if there's any more. Like if there was a 210 speed restriction, I would have to, you know, either A, if I'm managing it, I have to do it manually, or close the box and then the FMC will take care of the speed. But in our case, there's pretty much no other speed restriction.
Oh, okay. And
So-
you can see that in that chart, right?
Yeah, so like right here, so there was a 280 a deal, but nothing else for the rest of the remainder of the arrival. So I'm just going to go ahead and manage that speed by opening up what speed intervened. Probably need to tilt slightly higher, but beautiful. Oh,
the
the
camera.
camera.
Yeah. Have the other one on. Kind of cool. You can see the iPad too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks nice. You can see the air blowing
Yeah.
your notes.
Yeah. Make this dark too. You know about that, right? Dark charts.
Oh yeah. Gonna try to use the HUD a little bit.
How do you? Well, how do you? Yeah, I was about to say we didn't set it. So, if we were going to use the HUD, we would have to use the touchdown zone elevation, which is 14 feet. So we'd have to program it. I don't know. See, this is where I would just program 14 feet.
Where do you see that again?
Right here. Also on this page, 10-9. We need to do an approach checklist, by the way. I don't want to fall behind. Let's do the approach checklist.
Sure.
It's already, I think I did already the chime, right? There we go. In case we did it.
Pro checklist, flight and nav instruments.
So this is where we can bring it up. Bring yours to active. And that is verified.
Verified. Cabin notification.
It's complete.
Altimeters.
3032 cross check.
3032 cross checked. Approach checklist complete.
So on this chart here in the back, for runway 1, usable field length. So what's number 2 say? Is it messing up?
See if I can get them, but sometimes they work.
Yeah, so we got 6,869 feet for length. That's here in the note, landing distance available. You see that right here on this chart?
Yep.
Landing distance of 66. So we would type in 14 feet for the elevation, hit runway again, it would show length, LN, type in 6869, hit enter, and then that'll be good, and then verify that it's a 3-degree glide slope, which it defaults to 3 degrees, but if it's something different, you want to verify with it.
Okay.
All right, let's go and we'll descend and maintain, let's go 3,000. So 3,000.
3,000 looks good.
All right, level change. Let's go flaps 1.
Flaps
And
1.
if you can give a radio call, Reagan traffic, we're on left downwind for runway 01.
Reagan traffic, Delta 1004, and left downwind for runway 1.
And so this is kind of what I was telling you. Look at this vertical bearing. Okay, we're good. We're going to start making the turn. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a turn 90 degrees to the right here, maybe 270. Heading select.
And then select.
Okay. And then this is, we call this cleaning up and making it big. So you're going to go to legs page for me, because I'm flying the plane. I'm also going to start slowing it up. Take Katrin and put it in L1.
Okay,
Katrin.
L1.
No.
Oh,
Get rid of that. And then just take Katrin.
like it.
Did you put it in L1?
Yeah. Oh, no, L2.
Yeah,
L1.
put it in L1.
Okay.
And now type in 007 on the intercept course. And put it in the far right, R6. There you go. That one. That looks good. And what you did was you drew an extended center line for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go and execute that. Let's go flaps 5.
That's fine.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start just vectoring myself over here. 340. We'll just say we got the approach clearance. Gonna arm up Vorlog.
Do a flip. We don't have enough room to do a flip here.
A what?
A flip.
A flip? Oh, do a flip. I'm not sure we can do that. Also, we'll do the lavs procedure. Katrin's about 2,500, so we can do lavs, which is, we already got the lateral, which is localizer in our case. We're going to put 1,600 for the final approach fix. Hit VNAV, open the speed window, keep our speed that we want. And so now we're lavsed up to 1,600 for Baden. 1,600. And then after we pass Katrin, we'll arm up approach mode and get the glide slope.
Okay. What kind of sim is this? This is a real 737 nose converted to a simulator to work with a Microsoft Flight Simulator.
So it should capture 2,500 here. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
So it's leveling off at 2,500 because Katrin's above 25. Maybe that's where the VNAV path came in. And that's why we want to stay in VNAV. And then once it gets to Katrin, it'll go down to 1600, but we're gonna arm approach anyway and get the glide slope. I could try the HUD, I'm not sure. Kind of, let's see.
That's pretty awesome. Thank you, Mr. Passionate. A real cockpit plus Microsoft. Real life flying in the sim at home. Yeah, all day, every night, anytime, even while drinking.
Shh, FAA enters the chat.
Cockpit gliding's amazing. Thank you.
I think I see the airport coming up here. And if you can give a call and say we're 10 mile final, runway 01.
Okay. What do you call it again? What traffic?
DCA traffic
DCA?
or Reagan
DCA?
traffic,
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna arm up approach mode.
CA traffic Delta 1004, some 10 mile final for runway 1. CA
Actually,
traffic.
some reason we're on a different frequency here.
Oh yeah? Oh, did it get stuck?
Yeah, it's good now.
1, 2,
Try it
3.
again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
DCA traffic Delta 1004 is a 10 mile final for runway Y. DCA traffic.
Alright, let's go. Gear down, flaps 15. We'll
Gear
say
down.
our landing clearance already.
Flaps 15.
I'm gonna go ahead and arm the speed brake. Is this where we want it, right? For arm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
It's
pull
kind
it
of
back a little more.
flickering
Yeah,
a little
pull it
bit
back
more.
a little more. Yeah.
Doesn't want to go, well, right there?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, we'll go and slow her up some more. BRF plus 5, laps 25.
Flaps 25.
And flaps 30, landing checklist.
Flaps 30, landing checklist.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the missed approach in there for 2200. Actually, we're still not at, come on.
Landing gear.
It's down.
Down. Flaps.
30, 30 green.
30, 30 green. Speed brake. Oh,
That's you, right?
arm. Engine. Start switches. Continuous. Landing checklist complete.
Yeah. Actually, I made a mistake. I put 2200 before the glide slope, but it caught the glide slope for the missed approach. All right, there's the airport, sir. You see it?
I see it.
I'll try to use this side. All right, autopilot's coming off. That's weird. The ref speed on the HUD is different than the ref on the PFD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not good. What about like the altimeter? Yeah.
I mean, the ref itself is lower for some reason.
I
All right. Auto throttle's coming off. The altimeter's correct, yeah. Slightly to the left, but correcting.
Nice.
Alright, don't forget your call outs.
80 knots.
There we go. And then there's November right here. Auto brake, disarm.
Oh,
Alright, could you get that APU going, sir? Is it clear?
sure. Have APU. You want to reset the pre-brake?
I will. After landing checklist, sir.
Okay. After landing checklist.
Go ahead and do the flow first. Cleared the runway.
We do that.
It starts down here. Transponder.
Okay, transponder.
Awesome job, guys. Thanks for all of the effort y'all are putting into getting the film up and ready
Stand by,
for
right?
world flight. And this is wrong side, by the way.
I think I hear somebody.
Yeah.
Blake. And looking forward to jumping in with you guys. Thought I'd jump in real quick to say hello.
Who's that, Blake?
That's who you got.
Hey, man. Sorry, we barely heard you on that one because they were doing the landing checklist, but yeah, I appreciate you saying hello. Alright, since we're the only ones here, I'm going to just...
Sitting here watching while prepping my flight. But I'm going to take off now. Head on to Vegas.
Where are you taking off from?
Have a good rest of your night.
Where are you taking off from?
Going to Vegas for you.
Alrighty, man. Have a safe flight. Alright, so the transponder goes to transponder, right? We was on TARA. So that's first thing you do. That's first item. Next is the flap. So it's kind of like we're working our way up as we do the flow.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Get rid of the auto brakes. We can go to 0. Okay. Then the ignitions. Then your lights. And then if we had the weather radar, we turn the weather radar off, which is right here, right? So now look at the why did our lights get really dark?
It got dark out.
Oh. Yeah, so then take a look at the checklist and see if, I think that covers all the items, but you start down here, flaps, auto brakes.
So you make it a little lighter. We can see.
Yeah, it got really dark really quick. Nicely done. Thank you so much, Sato. It was kind of a little different using the HUD in here for that, but
did it kind of work a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was good enough.
Cool. All right. After landing checklist.
So that one's a silent one. Remember that too. So just kind of read them silently to yourself, and then let me know when you got it done.
Okay.
Actually, our gate's right here, I think. Oh yeah. So this, I'm just gonna kind of taxi and see what this feels like. Oh yeah, that feels better. Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
After landing checklist complete.
So the rudder, the tiller actually works like a tiller.
Nice.
The rudder works like a rudder. Alright, we're gonna park at gate 33, which I think is kind of behind us already. I'll turn around here. Yeah, I heard somebody talking and I'm like, I heard something world flight and I was like, wait, is that Blake?
Parking brake house. Does it get warm in the cockpit when you turn on the overhead backlights? It'll probably get warmer, yeah. That produces heat for sure.
Alright,
Gotta add some ventilation there.
Let's see if I can find the center line for this thing. Here it is. Alright, we got the APU running. I'm going to go and turn the taxi light off. You see the center line. I'm going to go and just line it up. I'll pretend there's a marshal. They're marshalling us in. Alright. Definitely don't like having the HUD down when it's like this, but... and we'll just say that's good enough right there. Parking brake set. Maybe verify by saying...
Parking brake set.
Perfect. Alright, let them up. Shut them down. Shut down checklist. Yep, hold on. We got to do that. Yep, you're correct in assuming that. Now to catch you before you make us go dark here. All right. All right. What next?
Now pump. Put the air on, right?
And then just go and open the ISO valve. Alright. What next?
Light off. No.
The blinky red light. Nope.
This one.
Yeah, and let's turn off that wing light. Yeah, so it's the anti-collision light.
Oh, okay.
Alright, what else?
Alright.
Something we gotta do here.
That's off.
And we gotta set the trim to 5.
Yeah.
How are the rudders on landing? Much better. Much better. You saw that I was able to still track center.
Yeah, that looked good.
Thanks. So that, got the trim. And then now we got the transponder, we zero it out and put it to standby. So flight directors, trim, transponder. That should cover the flow. So kind of in review here, let them up, make sure the gens are swapped, shut them down. That panel, working your way over here, sidestep to the air panel, set it up like that, get your beacon off. Flight directors, trim, transponder. Okay?
Sounds good.
Alright, now we're ready for the checklist, so let's do it.
Nice. Shutdown checklist. Parking brakes.
Is set.
Fuel pump switches.
One on,
Seatbelt signs.
off,
Window heat.
off,
Probe heat.
auto,
NIs.
off,
Electric hydraulic pumps.
off,
Air conditioning panel.
set,
Anti-collision lights.
off,
Engine start levers.
cut off,
Transponder.
standing by.
Shut that checklist complete.
Perfect. Alright, one down, one to go. You're up next
Nice.
on the flying leg now.
Alright, let's do it. Nice.
Need to use the bathroom or anything?
Yeah.
Come on,
Take
go
a
to the
quick
bathroom.
break. We're already set. We'll go back to daytime so we can see.
Yeah. It's getting dark pretty quick, huh?
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Turnaround time, yep. So it is 5 minutes till 10. So we're gonna try to be off the ground or pushing off the gate before 25 past the hour. So we're just gonna take a quick restroom break and be right back. normal to the same plane?
Oh, there must be, but yeah, that's annoying, like, having to do it every time.
Yeah, I know there's a way to do it. Sometime.
Robert, have a good night. Thank you.
Gotta get a nap before a long day. Great job, guys. Can't wait to be back in the sim with all the updates. Yep.
I think that's Robert.
You're gonna
right?
like it. Yep. Alright, so I was saying it's 10 o'clock. Let's try to push before 25.
Okay.
Alright, so kind of keep an eye on that as far as scheduled time. Alright, call signs, good. Good. OFP's good. Generate flight. You made it more daytime?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
They'll get some nice clouds.
Refile on network. File it.
It says 4 right at ILS approach, or
Say again.
it's is this an ILS approach? JFK?
Four right, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I can start doing the FMC, right?
Yeah, so you're flying, so you start doing the FMC, but let me go ahead and, I think you should be able to pull up the route and stuff, so I'm just filing the flight plan on VATSIM. But you should be able to.
So I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Fuel. 13.
Did you get it?
So you do like
You did get it, right?
the what?
You did get the flight plan to pull
Yeah.
up? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, we'll fuel it up to about 14.3. Alright, none of these work. Work in progress. Want to spin these IRSs a little bit.
Oh.
Squares didn't come up.
So you said we should have like 14.3?
Say again?
We should have 14.3 fuel?
Yeah,
About?
that's fine. Yeah, 14.3. Like,
Okay.
go to like 200 to 300 more. It shouldn't be more than that.
Oh, okay.
Are going up to 310.
Curfew I-133.
Lights, load, sim brief, JFK. We're on the Dr. 5 departure out of here. .
Request. Flight plan request.
Yep, just wait for a bit. There it is.
Well,
Give it a minute for it to come up and then hit activate, yeah. Execute light. There you go. And then do the same thing for the perf.
we gotta set the.
Yeah, just hit perfect requests.
But you
It'll
have
work.
to set it in ProSim, I think. The.
Nope.
No?
Tried it. It's pulling it off as in brief.
Oh, you did?
Don't double press it, just press it
Oh,
once.
okay.
Press it once and just wait. Alright. Hit load. There it is. Execute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be right.
Cool.
Yeah. 14.2 is at the zero fuel weight. 33.5, yeah. That's good.
Nice.
That's gonna make things much easier. We probably don't need the little carrots anymore. I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because we got
Turn
the
that
auto
off.
throttle working.
Yeah.
Just something minor thing we could turn off now. Are you gonna try to get this panel working or no?
The cargo
Cargo.
panel? Probably not.
Cargo panel and up.
No. Yeah. No cargo. No fires.
No fires, not planned anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll flip this around, write my new stuff in, going to Delta 1004, flight time is 43 minutes, 14.1 is the fuel, then is 13.6. Landing in JFK with 9.1. With min fuel for landing is 7.6. Alternate for this one is IAD Dulles. How much did this cost? A lot of money. No. I mean, it started out with the shell of the 7.3, right?
Yep.
You already had some parts already. I don't know.
Yeah.
How long have you been working on this? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And that's from like complete shell with nothing in it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty empty.
Everything was just ripped out, where it was just cannon plugs hanging out of the screens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of dust. So, but then, yeah, it's not something that you can buy off the shelf. This is something that you accumulate the parts and then you integrate. And you have to scour the internet for some of these parts, right?
Yeah.
They don't just automatically show up on Amazon.
No. And sometimes you find them cheap on eBay. Sometimes they cost a lot of money from like aviation distributors.
Yeah, we learned that if it's certified for aviation, it's about 10 times the price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially with the 737 still very popular, even DNG.
Yeah, I mean,
all those parts are still.
there is a lot of 737s in the air, but also because of that, the parts are still valuable, you know.
Like a story, Parking Brake was on the chat. He has the same landing gear. He bought it, the real one too. We bought it for like $300, something like that. And one of the companies was looking for one, and they offered them $4,000 for it, so they could put it back on an airplane.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I
you
don't know
made
if he
some
sold
money
it
off
back.
that.
I don't know if he sold it, but they did offer it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I might start have to sell some parts if. Yeah.
So I'm curious
Sure.
with the landing gear, because you've put this in there.
Yeah.
What's behind it?
So there is a cable that goes down, but
Okay.
that's not connected, so that's why it feels a little lighter
Okay.
than the real one.
Yeah.
But other than that, it has the solenoid that holds it in place.
Okay.
And that's what you feel like locking it. But yeah, normally there's a cable that's connected to it.
And what does the cable go to?
I don't know. Somewhere in the line of the gear.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
don't have one, so didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Alright, I think I
Need
got
3D
all my
printed
stuff done.
parts. Yeah, you could 3D print parts. There's a
I think he's
definitely a
asking,
DIY.
are there any 3D printed parts in this cockpit?
in this cockpit. No,
No,
no.
no, nothing's
That's
3D
all.
printed. Everything's either real or close reproduction by simulator third party. For
Yeah.
example, like the smoke control panel is not real. It looks real, but it's made by, what is it,
Tomorrow.
SimWorld.
Yeah.
SimWorld. And the real one's 100,000. What is the one for this? Like,
The what?
how much is the SimWorld one compared to the
A
real one?
couple $1,000. Yeah.
So a couple $1,000 just for this piece alone.
Yeah.
Real one's $100,000. So that gives
Yeah.
you an idea. Like, it's basically like a couple $1,000 here, a couple $100 here.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Fabian's keeping a running total of this stuff,
No,
but
it's up.
he just loves it and he just wants to share it. So
Yeah.
can I find this on Wish.com? If you do, man, let us know.
Yeah. We'll buy a couple of them.
we'll have a spare sim ready to go.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 teams in one garage.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Let's see what weather-wise. Pretty sure we're gonna take off out of runway 1 out of here. We don't have a clearance, so hopefully it's just. All right, so. Oh, okay, you're doing that still. Never mind.
Oh,
Go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, so when you load it from the sim brief, it doesn't
Yeah.
load the departure. So
Oh,
you have
okay.
to manually do that. So
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
do that before I do the V speeds and all that stuff
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
Because you just see what happens when you don't.
Right.
When, as soon as
The
you put that
reset.
in, it deleted it. So
Yeah.
just double work and save you some trouble.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure what if it did that, but that makes sense. So we do.
So today's
So
route of flight from
far.
DCA to John F. Kennedy.
Doctor 5 and Niagara transition. So do you normally, before you put the arrival, do you do something with the route first here, or no, you do that after?
I would kind of put everything that you want and then clean it up after.
Yeah.
That would be
so
my
you put
technique.
do the arrival first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the departure runway and the arrival and the
Okay.
what do you call it? The approach in and stuff like that. But in this case, we don't even have an arrival into
Yeah.
JFK. Real life, it usually ends up being the Cameron 4.
That's Cameron. And which runway? Oh, we say 4, right? ILS 4?
Yeah.
4 left? Or 4
4
right?
right, I think is what you had in there.
ILS 4 right. And Cameron 4?
Yeah, we can put that in. The only thing I would say about that, yeah, see it throws, let's see, what do we have here? No, let's just not, because we didn't have the camera for, so let's not put it in there. Normally, HC would clear you, so just erase it, and just put ILS 4 right in, with no arrival. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy, because in real life you would have ATC, and even
Yeah.
then you wouldn't put it in until you got the clearance. So from a legality standpoint, your asphalt route, if they say you're cleared as Victor 44 to Cameron, your asphalt route is Victor 44 to Cameron, and that's it. That's to the
Okay.
airport.
Yeah.
So no arrivals in there.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when ATC tells you it, then that's kind of like amended in clearance.
But you don't know until you
Correct.
basically
So
get there.
legally, we wouldn't want to put anything in the arrival if we don't have an arrival.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
What about the upper console? Was that all one piece or different this is all real panels from real 737, most of them, except this one.
Yeah.
And I bought them one at a time as I found them in different places. And then I interfaced one at a time. And most of them work now. It's still working on some of them. Still few in-up ones, but getting there.
Most of the stuff that we're messing with is working.
Yeah.
What, hydraulic panels probably not, right?
Not yet.
Yeah,
that
so
was
that
next, actually. I want to get that one working. To get the damper.
Yeah, get the yaw dampener with the magnet switch working.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so, but, got seatbelt sign working now.
Yeah.
Little things like that's kind of cool. It wasn't working before. Oh yeah, that's working
Very
too.
important.
Yeah, very important. Call your flight attendant.
Cool.
Anyways,
Okay.
let's get looking at the time here.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at. Are you done?
I think I'm done.
Alright, so double check my work up top. I will double check your work down low.
Okay.
And then we'll come together and we'll do some briefings and checklists and we'll get ready to get out of here.
So this is still on, but it looks like it wasn't an issue, right? Forgot it should have reset process.
Yeah, well,
guess it
we'll
was
just
okay.
leave it the way it is. It worked fine. Alright, so the Dr. 5A guard, we're cleared direct Donald after A guard. So there's a discon here, so I'm going to go ahead and just connect that Donald on top of the, right? That clears up the discon that goes with the filed route.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I mean by cleaning it up, like after you put everything in, just kind of see if it jives with the clearance and or the filed altitudes, or filed route. I usually start here, I look at the mileage, 227, 216 is close enough. Look at the speeds, we're not going very high, going fast. Then I look at the route, I got runway 1, Dr. 5, A-Guard, Donald, T1, 3 and 5, Pansy, Cameron. 4 rights in there, okay? And then I check the perf page, everything's filled out, transitions there. One thing to keep note, when you go into different countries, you can change it right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it's going to auto uplink. And some places, the transition altitude is given by ATC.
Oh, okay.
So you will probably more than likely have to pay attention to this more.
Yeah.
Look
We
at
should
that.
try to get an international flight next time.
Yeah.
See, haven't done
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I'm good with it. Yeah, so that looked good to me. And then yeah, I did all the noises and everything, but just double check, make sure I got everything that I'm supposed to have.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Okay, so we are ready to a brief then.
Okay, actually let me check this first. So I'm gonna pan. Oh, is it here? Oh wait. The taxi. Okay.
Yeah, there should be some ones that are already pinned from the flight.
Yeah. Okay.
And
There's
then,
this
yeah.
one. So we're here.
With a gift sub to the channel, Strawberry Princess.
One.
So another way you could see that is just the route page, and just go to page 1.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you go here and you type something, it's gonna override.
Oh, okay.
So just a better
yeah.
technique in
Oh
that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just checking to see if anybody else is on VATS. Nope. Nope. New York is dead.
What page was that?
Go to page, so see where on the top right it says 2 of 3? On the top right? So it's actually one page back, so go previous page and you see runway 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the runway you have in the box.
Okay. So, why don't I see runway 1? Oh, here it is. Okay. So probably taxi, kilo. Go. Oh no. Oh.
trying to figure out how we taxi out of
Yeah,
here.
I guess use.
So, from my
Right.
experience, if I remember correctly, Juliet goes north, Kilo goes south. I haven't been to
Oh,
DC in
yeah?
a long, several
Oh.
couple years. It was back when I was on the 7.5, but Kilo to Charlie to hold short at 4, and then cross over into the pad, and then get
Yeah.
clearance to take
Oh,
off
yeah,
was
here
usually
either,
the way
yeah.
I remember it.
I see. So we couldn't take Juliet here either, even.
Yeah,
it's
because I
still
think
just
they
gonna
use
go-
Juliet
yeah.
in case they need to send somebody back to the gate.
Okay,
So they try to keep that open for north taxi.
that makes sense.
Like if somebody were to taxi out to runway 1 and then they have a problem and they have to go back to the gate, they leave Juliet kind of open to taxi back.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we could share the iPad.
Was working before, huh?
Yeah.
Cockpit.
Okay.
Alright.
So then this is the Doctor 5 departure. So let's see. So I verified this here, right? From
Yeah,
the
so
departure.
we start from the runway and look at the first fix and see if it matches the first fix in the legs page, which I see is revenge.
Okay. See.
Yeah,
Yeah.
220 above 1500. Then bevel, then Copto, then Alex.
Capital Alex.
Then go to next page. Let's see, we got Dogue, Rise, Doctor, Agard.
Oh.
Too many things popping out.
Yeah. Right. Dr. Agar.
No.
So that's where it ends.
That's where it
That's
ends,
we
yep.
check. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So that's checked. And this has altitude 5,000. Okay. I think I'm good.
Alright, so lay it
Try
to me
this.
like you would on the
Oh,
briefing guide.
wait.
Yep.
Check the weather. No
Weather.
arms. 2. Nothing there. Weather. So winds are 40. Okay. So.
And you know you
I'll
can get
try-
ATIS too from there, right? On that page. You go to ATIS, and if
Okay.
VATSIM is there, it'll be red on VATSIM. That's the real world ATIS, but you can
Okay.
see it's late at night, so they've closed the runways down, so that's probably not a good ATIS. But the
okay,
good thing
so-
about ATISes versus METARs, it'll tell you runways to expect for departures. So. But if
okay.
VATSIM is up, definitely go to that tab.
So do you do your briefing off the ATIS or?
Yeah, I go off
yeah?
the ATIS.
Okay. Okay. So start with the briefing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the weather, we have a 050 at 8 knots, and visibility is 10 miles, and we have a few clouds at 1,400, scatter at 2,600, overcast at 040. So the not concerned there.
No.
Okay, no NOTAMs. Forgot the NOTAMs first. Nothing that concern us. And for the taxi, so we're gonna push back tail to the north and go south on Kilo. Kilo till, I guess we'll take, yeah, we'll Kilo to Charlie here, right? Charlie, cross runway 4 to, this is Juliet then here.
Yes, yeah.
So cross runway 24 to Juliet to runway 1. And for our departure, we are doing the, oh, so we talk about the page, right? Right, this is where we talk about the page for the chart?
The, you
Or no?
can, it's not really required, but you
No.
just want to kind of give the highlights.
Okay.
You don't have to go over every fix, just say that you verified them.
Okay,
The fixes are verified in the FMS with the chart.
okay.
We're on the Dr. 5 departure.
Dr. for departure.
Yep, and the altitudes, the top altitude's 5,000. That's what we got,
So about
5,000 for.
Yep.
So that covers the departure right there.
And so in case of an emergency, we would return runway 19.
We're taking off one, so probably come back to one.
4 or 1 or 4. Yeah, okay. 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But given the fact that it's 7,000 feet, and there's also Dulles is an option, but we'll go with DCA as our plan A. But if something's where runway length is compromised, like if we have a brake issue or something like that, we'll think about longer runways, which is like Dulles.
Okay.
So just keep that. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sounds good. And for terrain and obstacles, that would be in this chart, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see anything.
Well, the big
concerning?
one, yeah, not really terrain so much, but the airspace, right? The
Oh,
prohibited,
okay,
the White House
this
and all
one?
that. So it's very imperative. I mean, we're pretty much VMC. We can see the river, but
Yeah.
basically turn with the river
Okay.
to the left. But
Oh, okay.
don't delay that left-hand turn.
I see.
That's the big thing.
That makes sense.
Or else little things with missiles start coming out of the ground and pointing at us.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Sounds good. Any questions?
Yeah. So see if we can just go through that like more fluidly. How
Yeah.
about that?
Okay. Sure. Okay. So I'll go back to my weather. Okay. So no NOTAMs that concern us. For the weather, we have 050 at 8 knots with 10-mile visibility, few clouds, 1,400, scatter 2,600, overcast 4,000. Not a concern there. For the taxi.
Altimeter 3033, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So that's something
Altimeter
we definitely want to mention because it is off from what we landed with. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then, yep, go to the
Okay.
next.
For our taxi, we're gonna push back, tail to the right. Taxi on Kilo to Charlie, cross runway 4 to Juliet to runway 1. Runway 1 is 7,000 feet long. Did we talk about this? No, we don't talk about that here. That's for landing. The brakes, okay. And our departure, we're doing the Dr. 5 departure. We are top altitude, it's 5,000, and we're just conservative restricted area up north. Make sure we turn right before we hit the restricted
Turn
area.
left.
Turn
We want to turn
left. Oh, wait, sorry, turn
Yeah.
left.
Right would be
Sorry.
bad in our case. Hey,
Yeah,
parking
that's,
brake, have a good night, my friend. John, have a good night as well.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us. Cool. A little better?
Yes, much better. Yeah, just kind of, that's kind of the pace you want to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Speeds and altitudes on the departure I verified. They're in the box. We want to make sure we make that left turn. top altitude 5,000, and we're going to go up to 31 later. We don't have a clearance, but if we did have a clearance, we'd read the clearance too.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're going to just put 2,000 for default IFR. Alright, sounds good. Pre-flight checklist, sir.
Okay.
We're missing one over here.
Oh.
Oh.
Pre-flight checklist. Interior and exterior inspection.
Complete.
Circuit breakers.
Check.
Nav and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Passenger signs.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Engine bleed air switches.
On.
Pressurization panel.
Set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Mode control panel.
Set.
Oxygen masks.
Check.
Altimeter.
And you say check too, right?
Oh, checked.
Yep. Altimeter is 3033, cross check.
3033 cross checked. Live and nav instruments.
Checked, and I would turn off the baromins because that's not needed for the takeoff, so just do the reset.
Okay.
Alright.
Checked. Warning and annunciator lights.
Check.
Speed brake.
Down.
Takeoff warning.
Checked and closed.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Stopper and cutoff switches.
Normal.
Fire warning.
Check.
Radius and transponder.
Set.
Radar.
Is off.
Rotor and aileron trim.
Free and zero.
Parking brake.
Set.
Windows.
Close and lock.
Closed and locked. Flight attendant briefing.
Is complete.
Departure briefing.
Complete.
Logbook QRHS.
On board.
Fuel require.
We got 14.1 on board, 13.9.
41 on board, 13.9. And pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get the pushback going here. Pushback checklist.
Okay. Pushback checklist.
And
Okay.
there you go.
Pumps. Pumps.
I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
Doors. Doors. Transponder. Pushback checklist. Doors.
Closed.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Fuel panel.
Set.
Flight deck door.
Close and lock.
Transponder.
Is on transponder.
Pushback checklist complete.
Okay. So I got the tug connecting, I think. Can't remember how this works. Does it tell me it's ready to go? I saw it kind of go off to the right there.
Oh yeah, I see him moving.
Is he coming over?
He's moving. I don't know what he's doing. It's like slowly moving away from us.
Let me see here. Beacon's on. Brakes release. Let's see if we go anywhere.
We are flying to JFK.
Yep. Thanks, Armin Addict, DCA to JFK. That is the route of flight. I'm just waiting on this tug to come.
It's like wiggling the tires, like slowly moving.
Oh, really?
I think it's coming.
No ATC on?
ATC.
Yeah, there's just nobody on. I mean, we're on VATSIM, but nobody's on. Originally, we did have Boston, and we left Boston, but nobody on anymore.
Yeah, tried it. You turn on the pushback too? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just, I don't want to hit stop. Maybe it's
Yeah.
time for a power back. Yeah, we'll see.
What this does. Oh, now it's going back in.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Did you just do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
It's
All right, let's
going.
get 2 then 1 started.
Okay.
Can you turn us on that or no?
Yeah. Which way? This
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah.
I think that's stop it.
Thank you. Flying in the West Coast right now, PDX to LA. Okay. Well, we're on the East Coast. It's nighttime, but we made it daytime so you guys can see. Alright, if you can hit stop, that'll be perfect. Alright, cool. Park your brake
Starter
is
cutter.
set.
Dip up.
Close on ISO. There you go. Now go to the next one. So what we're doing here is we're using the APU to start the left engine. We're using the right engine to give air to the right pack for the passengers while we start the left engine.
Sounds good.
What kind of plane are you flying there, Fritzy Place? JetBlue.
Starter cutter.
All right. Ooh,
Not that yet, right?
not yet. What should we do before the flaps? As you were coming down here.
This.
No.
Alright.
Yeah. Like, basically think of it this way. How do you know that you did everything correctly and there's not a light way up here that's on, right?
Alright.
You hit this, if anything stays on, then you mess something up there.
Alright.
Or there's a problem.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
I fixed this, by the way.
nice. Yeah, it works better than the real plane.
Just stays, right?
Yep.
Just wanna-
That's it. After checklist, sir.
After start checklist. Generators are on. Pro heat
On
on. Any ice.
is off.
Air conditioner panel. Set. Recall checked. Order brakes. RTO. After checklist complete.
Okay, salute received, flaps 5.
Flap lever 5.
Trying to be on this page for me. There we go. We didn't get our speeds.
Yeah.
I'll drop those in there. Alright, salute received, flaps 5, and we'll just announce our taxi. Clear on the left.
Turn on right.
Alright, I'm just gonna taxi Kilo like we briefed. And here comes the rudder. And you would check your controls too. Taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist. Flaps.
5, 5, 5 and green.
5, 5 bring. Takeoff speed.
137, 139, 149 set.
137, 139, 149 set. Thrust.
TO.
TO. Tap trim.
5, we didn't set it. Can you set it to 5.6?
Yeah. 5.
5.6.
5.6. Flight controls.
Check.
Checked. Taxi check was complete.
Perfect.
I have to grab the keyboard so you can change the view to here.
That's right, you gotta change your view to the right seat. Alright. Here's Charlie. We're crossing runway 422 at Charlie. Lights all coming on. Clear on the left, clear to cross. Get your strobes and wings on temporarily to cross the runway. Alright, and you could go ahead and sit them down and prepare the, give me your nav briefing.
Okay. Nav briefing.
Get these lights off again. So make sure to put to steady.
Road page 1. Okay. No other changes. Going to